Hello everybody, I'm Rockman, and welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Gear, where we're going up into South Island, into Eggman's base, Scrap Brain Zone, which also returns from the Genesis version of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, Act 1 here is pretty simple. It has a lot of similarities to Scrap Brain from the 16-bit version. There's fire, but unlike that version, you can just kind of run under it without any consequence because it can't reach you. There's still those electric nodes that'll hurt you though, so be careful for those. But the fire, if it's coming from the ceiling, you can run under it. It's all fine. Now, we're actually pretty much done with Act 1. It's quite a short level. Yeah, I think just past these slopes, we should be at the end. Act 1, nice and easy. It's just running through. And here we are. And Eggman. Now for Act 2, which is quite a bit longer. Has a bunch more going on than Act 1. So let's get to it. Do it to it. Scrap Brain Act 2. 10 lives, we got this. Starting off, we have some pits. Those lead to death. Surprise. Now, Act 2 is more of a maze than Act 1 was. We have conveyor belts that'll take you upwards. I don't believe there are any gravity thingamajigs like that were in the 16-bit version. There's no wheels that you can spin around on. I'm pretty sure that's not in this version. But there's also fire shooting at you while you're on the conveyor belt, so that's something to watch out for. Can make platforming a bit tricky, but nothing you can't handle. Done with that section. More caterpillars you can roll into. Not as bad as in the 16-bit version, but they're still not good. Now here we're taking an upwards path on this fork in the road. Because if we go down, we'll be stuck. So we're taking an upwards path to get some stuff first. But first, before we go through this path, we're going to be taking a detour. There's these jumps here. Fire's shooting from the ceiling. You want to wait for the fire to go away, because if you jump into the fire, it'll hit you. There's 3 pits here, and we're going to fall into the third one. Those first 2 would lead to bottomless pits, but this third one, it leads to a teleporter, so if you're going here, there's a Chaos Emerald. Very well hidden. Kind of annoying to find if you're not using a guide like I was, but we did it. Now we can continue with the level. Now once we're at the end of this path here, if you didn't jump through that pit, it would lead to this same area. But we jumped down that pit, so we want to push that button. It opens a door. Now we're going to go back and backtrack and stuff. As I said, more of a maze than Act 1 was. Act 1 was pretty much just hold left, or no, hold right. Sorry, wrong direction. But now we're going to go down that downward path and finish this level. If we roll down these slopes, we can go super fast. I like this game. I prefer it over the 16-bit version, but that's just me. To each your own. Now, we could fall down a pit to the right there, but that'll just send us flying downwards. We want to go down these stairs, because once we go down enough of them, as you'll see in a second, there, we want to jump over that little hole. If we don't, we'll just fall down it if we went down the faster way, I guess. I suppose if you're like super special speedrunner who knows all the pixels and how they work and stuff, you could probably use that as a pretty sweet shortcut. But I'm not. I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not that good at games. So, better safe than sorry. Nothing wastes more time than trying to save time. Now we're just going to run through and we should be at the end of the level. Now here... No? Okay. Getting up there. I know I talked about signposts, I think in the first part. There's still 2 signposts we haven't gotten yet. There's a ring signpost, which gives you 10 rings. Which I thought I got. There's also a Sonic Head signpost that gives you another life, so... I could have sworn we got one of those. But I guess I didn't. Now, Act 3 is just a maze. We want to go through the right doors and stuff. I get a bit lost. It's not too bad, just run in one direction until you find a door that opens and then go through it. There's some obstacles that'll hurt you, but nothing too bad since there's plenty of rings around. See there, we want to go through that door. I probably should have memorized this place before I went through it, but I didn't, so... oh well. It's not too bad anyway. And Act 3 is pretty much completed. Just running. Left, right, right? Okay. I think this leads to a 1-up, maybe? Yes, it does. Okay. Good for me. Now I can die slightly less. Huzzah. I can get through here so I can talk about the boss, which is super difficult compared to even Green Hill's boss. Like, whoa, I'm not sure how I'm gonna get past this one. I mean, Scrap Brain Zone, it was the final zone. Oh, there I pushed a button. We want to push it so that door will open. Yeah, Scrap Brain was the final level of the 16-bit version, so the boss here will be the super hardest. Oh my gosh, there's Eggman. What's he gonna jump into? Oh, he's running away. Yeah, Scrap Brain doesn't have a boss. But we are going to follow Eggman upwards. And we're going to go to the final zone of the game. As I said, not the final zone at the beginning of this video. But now we are. We're going to leave this map. And now, oh, actually we're not. That's Act 2. Skybase. We're going to Skybase. I jumped ahead a bit, sorry. I thought we were going farther than we were. Anyway, Skybase. The gimmick here, there's electricity everywhere. You see those little diamond things? Usually when there's a bunch clumped together, like that. They'll shock and stuff. There's also plenty of bombs, which are quite annoying. I don't know how I didn't die to that orb not there. Anyways, the electricity will shock you, so you typically want to stay away. It'll telegraph where it's going to be beforehand. It'll flash like 3 times. And then you can see what's going to happen. There's also these cannons. I believe they shoot 4 times, and then they stop. Here there are these floating platforms. That bomb just barely missed me, wow. If you stand on them, they'll move. If you jump, they'll stop moving, so they only move when you're on them. So that's something good to note. If you want to stop, just keep hopping. We'll be seeing these a lot more in Act 2. But for now, I believe that's the end of this one. Yeah, we're finally going onto the airship. Now we're going off the island. Okay. Because we're on an airship. I don't believe you can get special zones in Scrap Brain or Skybase. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But, like in the 16-bit version, the final zone, you can't get them. But anyways, right here, we're going to jump off and fall onto a platform, which you probably couldn't have seen otherwise. Either way, this is pretty much this level. There's 2 paths you can take. You can take the long path, or you can take the also long path. But this way, spoilers, it's going to get us a Chaos Emerald, which you can't get if you go the other way. Pretty much you just want to follow these floating platforms. Hop on them, you want to be careful because there's plenty of cannons all about that will shoot you, like right here. They can be quite a pain because they could be just barely off screen and you can't see them because of the small camera. So you typically want to just push it around, like you're using the up and down buttons and stuff. And hopefully you won't get hit. This is quite a difficult level, especially since we didn't have time to collect any rings. I don't actually think there are rings in this level. There might be, I don't remember. I know this path there aren't any rings. Anyway, I believe that's the end of this. Just barely on that platform, and right here, at the nose of the ship, there's a Chaos Emerald, the final one! We got them all! Anyway, here there's cannons that will fire at you. And we die. Yep. Just past that cannon was the end of the level, and I get hit by it. So now we get to do it all again. Hooray! Although I believe once you get the Chaos Emerald and you die, you can keep it. Actually, I think I died a couple times. Yeah, I did because my life counter is down. But I cut because I didn't want you to see me play through this exact same set piece like 3 or 4 times. You're going to see me complete it though this time. I probably really should have just cut to the end there, but I didn't. So I suppose this is a perfect time to talk about the story of Sonic the Hedgehog. 8-bit and 16-bit because they're the same story. I know I went over it briefly. Eggman's doing bad things and Sonic's going to stop him, which is pretty much the story. But anyways, the full story is Eggman came to South Island to steal the Chaos Emeralds. He was going to use them to take over the world and stuff. So Sonic was like, wow, that's kind of bad. I'm going to stop you. So then he went to South Island, which is what we're on now. Well, actually, we're on an airship over South Island, but nonetheless, we're on South Island. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, so now we're here to stop Eggman. And that's the amazing story of Sonic the Hedgehog. And just like that, we're at the end. Yeah, that's how close I was. Well, that really bite. Bite? I don't know. Anyway, with that done, we're done with Skybase Act 2. Now... oh, there's a Sonic signpost. Just in time for the final boss. Nice. What was I saying before I got distracted by that signpost? We got all 6 Chaos Emeralds, just like the 16-bit version. Now time for the final boss, which is quite a challenge. We're going to go down this loop. Like all previous bosses, we have no rings. Eggman's in this glass container. There's those 3 little hole things on the ground. They will shoot fire. Since you have no rings, you will die if you get hit by them, so don't get hit. At the top there's a little ball of electricity or energy of some sort. I'm just going to assume it's electricity. It'll shoot towards you, and I died. It'll usually go left to right towards you in like a snake pattern. So you want to be careful. It's not like the 16 version where you stand in one spot and then it zooms towards you and you just run to the other. It does home on into you a bit, so be careful. It is easily dodgeable though. I'm sorry if the screen was giving you epilepsy or something like that, because that's how you... oh, that's how they decided in the game, and I just did a little bit of a glitch there by accident. Right there was supposed to be a cutscene. We were supposed to stop, and Eggman was supposed to get away, but instead, we kinda beat him. So, yeah, what was supposed to happen is Eggman was supposed to get away, we were supposed to jump after him, but instead we jumped ahead of him. So, I don't know how that works. Anyways, this is the end. The Chaos Emeralds are going up, just like in the 16-bit version. And there's South Island, all polluted. And thanks to the power of the Chaos Emeralds, everything's cleaned up. And that's the end of Sonic the Hedgehog. The only difference if you didn't get the Chaos Emeralds is the island would have stayed polluted. So, not really much changes. I don't really think it's worth it, just like the 16-bit version. I don't usually go for the Chaos Emeralds when I play this game. But, I did. So, yay, happy endings. But yeah, now we're just gonna go over Spore Turtles. Because I don't think you can skip that. But with that done, now we can watch the credits. I said credits. I said credits, come on. There we go. Sonic the Hedgehog. Game Gear version. Woo! So yeah, short game. Very nice. I like this more than the 16-bit version in my opinion. The 16-bit version had quite a few stages I'm not too fond of. Spring Yard, Labyrinth, what was the other one? Spring Yard. There's Green Hill, which is good. Marble, that's it. Marble, Spring Yard, Labyrinth. I'm not too big of a fan, so that leaves Green Hill, Starlight, and Scrap Brain I like. In this game, the only one I really don't like is Labyrinth. Surprise, both versions I hate Labyrinth because it's a water stage. And water stages are the worst.
So I like this quite a bit more. But I played through them either way. Very nice. Very nice. Little fun fact, this song that's playing in the background is actually reused in the later game, Sonic Unleashed. If I get to that, I'll point it out, but reused music. It's nice. Nice little tune. Special thanks. Okay, Yoshi OY. Lunarian SG. Okay, that's nice. Good names. Good names. Presented by Sega. Well, I think that's the end of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Game Gear.